In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth was without form, void and empty, and darkness was over the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw that the light was good. And God separated the light from the darkness. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And God said, "Let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the expanse, and divided the waters, which were under the expanse from the waters, which were above the expanse. And it was so. And God called the expanse heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees bearing fruit according to their kinds, whose seed is in themselves on the earth." And it was so. The earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed, and trees bearing fruit according to their kinds, and each little plant which had seed produced its own kind. And God saw that it was very good. Then God said, "Let the waters teem with swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth in the open spaces between heaven and earth." And God created the great sea creatures, and every living thing that moves and has life, which the waters swarm in according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and everything that moves on the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them, and God blessed them. And God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and everything that moves on the earth." Then the serpent, being more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord had made, he said unto the woman, God did not say, "You shall not eat of every tree in the garden." The woman said, "The fruit of that tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, You shall not eat it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die." But the serpent said to her, "You will not surely die, for God knows that in the day you eat thereof, then your eyes will be opened, and you will be as gods, knowing good and evil." And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also to her husband, who also did eat. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together, and made themselves coverings. And they heard the sound of the Lord God, walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God among the trees of the garden. And the Lord God said, "Adam, where are you?" And he said, "I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself." Then he said, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree of which I commanded you not to eat?" And the man said, "The woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me fruit from the tree, and I ate." And the Lord God said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, you are cursed more than all cattle, and more than every beast of the field. On your belly you shall go, and dust you shall eat all the days of your life. I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and her offspring. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel." To the woman he said, "I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labor you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. And to Adam he said, "Because you listened to your wife and ate from the tree about which I commanded you, you shall not eat. Cursed is the ground because of you. Thorns and thistles it shall produce for you, and you shall eat the plants of the field. In sweat of your brow you shall eat your bread till you return to the ground, for out of it you were taken. You are dust, and to dust you shall return." Then Adam and his wife were both very much afraid. And when they heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden, they hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God among the trees of the garden. But God said, "It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helper fit for him." Now, out of the ground the Lord God formed a woman and brought her to the man. And Adam said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man." And they were both naked and unashamed. And it came to pass after this that Adam knew his wife Eve, and she conceived, and bare a son. And Adam called his firstborn son Cain, and again she bore his brother Abel. And Abel became a keeper of flocks, but Cain, he was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time it came to pass that Cain brought an offering to the Lord of the fruit of the ground. And Abel, he also brought of the firstborn of his flock, his offering to the Lord. And the Lord respected Abel and his offering, but he did not respect Cain and his offering. And Cain was very angry, and his countenance fell. And the Lord said to Cain, "Why are you angry, and why has your countenance fallen?" Cain said to Abel, "My offering is accepted, but yours the Lord has rejected." Then when Cain had had conversation with Abel his brother, he killed him. And the Lord said, "What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood is crying out to me from the ground. And now you are cursed from the earth, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you work, you must work until you get to Noah, a man of the Most High God, a righteous man, blameless in his generation. He walked with God, and he had 3 sons, Japheth, Ham, and Shem. For it is important for me to tell you that just before the flood, the earth was filled with violence. And God looked on the earth and saw that it was corrupt in its sight, for all flesh had corrupted its way on the earth. Then the Lord said, "I am going to destroy from the earth the man whom I have created, both man and beast, creeping thing and birds of the heavens, for I am sorry that I have made them." But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. And God said to him, "Make yourself an ark of gopher wood, and make chambers in it, and pitch it inside and outside with pitch. And you shall make it in such a way that the ark can hold up in the midst of the waters, and it can contain with you, your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives. And you shall take with you every kind of living thing, male and female, of all flesh, that they may become offspring on the earth after their kinds, and all the beasts, all the cattle, everything that moves and walks, everything that lives, everything that moves, and the birds of the air, and everything that moves on the earth after its kind, and bring them in, 2 by 2, into the ark, so that they may live with you. Thus you shall bring in every living thing, whatever moves, and it shall be with you for a sign and a type of the water flood, and the earth shall be utterly destroyed by the water flood. Thus Noah did, and all the beasts, the cattle, the creeping things, and the birds, all that the Lord had spoken to him, so they came to him, and he brought them into the ark. And those that entered in, 2 by 2, males and females of every sort, as God had commanded him, so they went in. Then the flood was on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. And it came to pass afterward that the waters increased and prevailed exceedingly upon the earth. And all the high mountains and hills were covered, and all the flesh that moved on the earth perished. And when the Lord God made a full sweep to destroy all living creatures that he had made, smoke from the fire of the altar ascended up before the Lord, a continual smoke. And there was a sound, like the roaring of a lion, and the sound of thunder, and flashes of lightning and trembling, and an earthquake. And the name of the city was called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of all the earth and scattered them abroad.